Beloved saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Ahaz of the second period in the genealogy of Jesus Christ, Part 3. From the fourth book of Redemptive History series, God's Profound and Mysterious Providence. In Part 1, we examined how Ahaz followed the abominable ways of the Gentiles. In Part 2, we learned how Ahaz did not rely on God, but on the army of Assyria. At this time, in Part 3, let us study how Ahaz sinned against God even more during the time of distress and share God's grace together. 2 Chronicles 28 verse 22 states, "Now, in the time of his distress, this same King Ahaz became yet more unfaithful to the Lord." Here the word distress is sarar in Hebrew, and it means to bind, to cause distress, and to cramp. Thus, distress is a word that displays the extreme suffering that Ahaz underwent as Judah was invaded by the coalition forces of Aram and Israel, followed by Edom and Philistia. However, even amidst such trouble, Ahaz did not repent. He sacrificed to the gods of Damascus. He also gathered and desecrated the utensils of the temple of God, and he closed the doors of the temple, the house of God. Finally, Ahaz made altars for himself in every corner of Jerusalem, thereby provoking the wrath of God. This is in 2 Chronicles 28, verses 23 to 25. To make matters worse, King Ahaz went to Damascus to meet Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria. There, he saw the altar of the Assyrian god, and he sent the pattern of that altar to have an exact replica made in Jerusalem. Furthermore, he sinned by offering various sacrifices on that altar replica, and even moved the bronze altar that was in the temple of God to the north side to make room for the new altar. Ahaz also removed the side panels of the stands for the basins and moved the basins in the temple of God. He also removed the sea from the bronze oxen that supported it and put it on a stone base. The sea was especially sturdy and built in a way so that it could not be easily moved or damaged. The fact that Ahaz moved the sea shows us how aggressive he was in his sins. Everyone, the pattern of the temple is decided by God. However, Ahaz changed the pattern of the temple as he saw fit. This was a great sin that challenged the authority of God. In such a way, Ahaz rejected God's sovereignty and challenged his authority. He became a vice-regent at age 12 and became a co-regent at age 20. Altogether, he reigned for 29 years until he died at the age of 40. After his death, he was not buried in the glorious tombs of the kings, but became the third in the line after Jehoram and Joash to be buried in the city of Jerusalem. For a king, this is quite humiliating before his descendants. Ahaz was forsaken by God and his people, not only while he was alive, but even after death. Beloved saints, dismal humiliation and defeat await those who continue to rebel against God by relying on worldly powers rather than God. The name of Ahaz means God has grasped. God took hold of him. However, Ahaz shamefully threw away the hand of God in rejection. Today, we must realize that one is happiest when God takes hold of him or her for his use. So let us be thankful for this and be even more faithful to fulfilling our God-given duties. I bless in the name of the Lord.